Corvina in this matchup.
Alright, and we have our first game on our way right now with Orpheus against Hellscreamer. Hellscreamer actually brought in the Lucian Brawl as what Infinity predicted. And here comes into Mulligan phase. It's definitely the Citra gotta go, right?
Yeah.
So Orpheus having a hand that could curve from 1, 2, 3. And that is exactly the kind of hand that you want to see from a
Definitely.
Venomman.
So Omen Hawk gonna be denying the pressure from this Fleet Feather Tracker right here. And then, but we're gonna see a War Chef come down on turn 2 for Orpheus. And as Moonboy pointed out, this is a really good curvy hand to have for scouts.
Exactly, and you know, with the Omen Hawk and the War Chef combo, he probably could get a free trade of the, sorry, with the Fleet Tracker and the War Chef over here, he could probably get a free trade of the Omen Hawk over here, and you know, it would really benefit Orpheus in terms of value over here.
That's correct. And he's gonna get to keep his board, and Hellscreamer is gonna lose his Omen Hawk.
And at the same time pushing in 2 damage into Hellscreamer's Nexus. This seems like a fairly good early game for Orpheus at this point of time.
Yep, but let's not count out how this Lucian Bromless can actually go over the top of this usual scout list. So Orpheus here thinking about what combat tricks Hellscreamer can play. So opting to take out this Omen Hawk already, and Hellscreamer doesn't seem to have a response. I mean, he wasn't incentivized to do anything there anyway. And Lucian now coming down from Hellscreamer.
So Orpheus actually do not have any way to take out the Lucian at this point of time, right?
Yeah, I mean, he can drop Blight Steel
Mhm.
and then block because the quick strike isn't gonna matter at that point. But we see Omen Hawk really doing the work here as we see a big Senna with 5-3 on the side of Hellscreamer.
Exactly. So with both, you know, Lucian and Senna on the board right now, it's probably kind of a headache for Orpheus. As we
So
don't really want to see
misfortune
both the
now coming
couples on
down
board.
for Orpheus. And he just opts to take the damage and then probably trade off using the Fleet Feather Tracker here. But he's in a precarious situation right now as anything that he kills will level at least one of the cards of Hellscreamer.
Mm-hmm. So that's always the like dilemma when you face against the Lucian and Senna matchup, is that when they have both the couple on board, it's kind of difficult to deal with.
Yeah, definitely. When they have the power couple on board, it's so bad for you. But I mean, the best decision is always to kill the Lucian,
Mm-hmm.
because if you kill the Lucian, all the other Sennas don't get buff. But if you kill the Senna, all the other Lucians in the deck get buff.
Yeah, exactly. And having a Lucian on board to get their rally off is really not what you want at this point of time.
Yeah, it makes a lot of attacking really attacking for the one having Lucian
Mm-hmm.
really good, because it feels like you can't block, because if you block anything that trades, he'll get another attack. And then if you attack with Lucian on leveled up Lucian on the board, it's gonna be awkward as well because he'll just sacrifice one of his units and then uh, get you on the crackback with the attack.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And here we probably get to see MF over here going off from the Lauren Prodigy.
Yeah, definitely. And from Orpheus' hand, he's not gonna have anything to save this. So a really great open attack from Hellscreamer, and we're really seeing the Omen Hawk do all the work here for for Hellscreamer. Just two units on the perfect curve from
Yeah.
Omen Hawk, and Demacia is already in trouble.
So that is the problem with like the Demacia. If you're on curve, you're unstoppable.
Yeah, yeah. So
And a
remember,
Venomman
just yeah. Oh my
coming.
God, Bannerman is also down. Yeah. So I don't think there are really any great attacks for Orpheus here, but I mean he can turn it around with Genevieve because he can get rid of the Senna.
Mm-hmm. But however, he's actually trading away two scouts unit for this.
So interesting take here from Hellscreamer opting to save the Lauren Protege.
So I'm guessing he's trying to use the Lauren Protege to get more value off from him for the next turn at least.
I think it's going to be something he wants to pull away one of the creatures because Warchef is going back to 2-3 and he can pull the Warchef and
Yep,
still keep his Lauren Protege on board.
exactly over here.
So Orpheus here thinking about killing the Senna already instead of getting value from Brightsteel, but he opts for the I say optimal option. But it's gonna get punished here by riposte.
Yep, and here we see a repulse immediately from Hellscreamer. Why actually if he actually goes for the kill for this Senna, there's a chance of a Lucian coming down and the power couple both sticks on board again.
Yeah, yeah. And then I think that was a really great play actually from Hellscreamer. That's a really high level play,
Mm-hmm.
baiting you into thinking that he might have made a mistake with that Blightsteel, putting it on the Blightsteel on the Protege,
Mm-hmm.
but in the end he actually had a repose to punish the Genevieve play.
Yes, exactly. And here we have a attack from Hellscreamer bringing down Orpheus to 6. And Orpheus seems to be in a very bad position right now with no board.
Definitely in the Demacia matchup, what like I said a while ago, what matters is board, board, board. So I mean, for Hellscreamer's side, he has four creatures,
Mm-hmm.
and Orpheus has nothing on his board.
So here comes a Grizzled Ranger coming down. Well, Grizzled
And
Ranger
another,
is probably, yep, and another Senna.
yeah, but oh, and there's the Relentless Pursuit. I think this is good. This is
Yep,
GG for
this is
Hellscreamer.
probably a
Like
game for
he gets
Hellscreamer.
game one for sure. There's no way that you can block this,
Yep, and coming
which
in
isn't
with
gonna
the
result
attack
to
from the
lethal.
full board.
And even losing the MF in the process. Like that's just icing on the cake. And here we see Hellscreamer taking game one from Orpheus.
Yeah. So now moving on to game number 2. Do you think Orpheus would actually go for a change of deck over here?
Um, Probably not. I mean, he wants to get this scouts win on the Swain list,
Mm-hmm.
right? Corvina would be like a bit more favored against the Swain list, but it doesn't matter if you just win one match, right? Hellscreamer
Hellscreamer just need a
asking,
smoke break.
yeah, he was like, he's probably like, oh, how did I win that match? Oh my god,
Oh, I need a smoke break.
that was it, that was too much. Can I take a smoke break first, please?
Well, coming on into game number 2 into Mulligan phase with Orpheus keeping the Lauren Prodigy and the Vanguard Bannerman.
Yeah, yeah. I think Vanguard Bannerman is gonna do some work here to get the other some creatures out of like the poke range of Calling Strike
Mm-hmm.
and the other damage based spells. But he's thinking about throwing Vanguard Bannerman away.
But we are moving into the kind of like meta, right? Where Vanguard Bannerman is not exactly the best card in the Bannerman list, but instead it might even be the worst card in the whole list, right?
Yeah, yeah. It limits your card choices. Plus, I mean, how do you contend with the Noxus list running around? I mean, you can't block a 4 power creature. Like if you don't curve from 3.
Definitely. And a Fleet Ladder Tracker coming in late at this point of time.
Yeah, it feels bad, especially when you're in Demacia and you don't curve. So I mean, it's okay that he got Warchef on the turn 3, but now having Fleet Feather come in late, it makes your future turns awkward.
Exactly. And especially he has like 4, 5, and 6 lineup right over here. The
Yeah,
Fleet Tracker might
so
be in a little bit of awkward position.
yeah, so I mean, he's not gonna have theoretically a chance to cast this Fleet Feather Tracker just because he drew it late.
Yep, and we see Hellscreamer passing for the first 3 turns.
hmm So it's I don't know if his hand bricked or he's just waiting for the opportune moment. Like a culling strike on these Lauren Protege would be really nice.
Exactly, and here we see, yep, exactly as what you said, a Culling Strike onto the Lauren Prodigy over here,
Yeah.
and
So lots
it's
of
down to
value
6,
from culling strike.
bringing Hellscreamer down to 11, and no, Hellscreamer still keeping 4 damage in hand. Does that mean that he don't really have much, creatures to react to the creature board over here?
It feels like he doesn't have any creatures because his first drop is Swain, and that's really not something that you want to see when
Mm-hmm.
you're playing this Swain control list. Like you want to see the board clear first before you start dropping Swain. But I guess he has a suboptimal hand. Maybe he has all these uh what do you call this? Leviathans in his hand.
Leviathan, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is a surprise that we are not seeing a block for the Swain over here, taking 6 direct damage into his Nexus.
Yeah, yeah. That's an interesting take on this matchup because I think his life total matters a lot in this matchup, especially when you start getting those chip damage from Leviathan on turn 8.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he was saving for this Genevieve, so he opted not to block so he can have more creatures that Genevieve will buff on his attack turn.
And we see a Death's Hand over here coming on into the Veiler, and it makes Orpheus attack a little more awkward at this point of time.
Yeah, and maybe like Hellscreamer was just saving all this removal get the important targets. So really disciplined play from him. I mean, it's quite greedy, but you get to this point wherein you're hitting the important targets instead of wasting it on early board control.
And especially creatures like Genevieve and Citria can be really, really problematic when it comes to this point of game.
Yeah.
So moving on to
So
turn 7.
yeah, we get a black market merchant off of the Death's Hand from the last turn. A parlay is coming in now from Hellscreamer, so this is probably signaling more pilfered goods or black market merchants.
Wow, if Hellscreamer actually start yoinking his high-end creatures or high-end spells, Orpheus might be in a little bit of a trouble over here.
Yeah, but I mean, Orpheus is gonna start dumping his hand because Hellscreamer's deck doesn't have a realistic way to clear a wide board.
Mm-hmm. Probably a Make It Rain from a cat would be good enough, but it's not good enough at this point of
Yeah,
time.
it's not gonna kill anything,
Yeah.
to be honest. But the parlay on the next is definitely signaling some sort of plunder play. So it's either BMM or pilfered goods that's coming down.
Yeah, and it's Protector onto the Genevieve over here trying to save his gen.
hmm
But
So on
mhm.
on Orpheus next turn, do you think he'll just open attack with everything, or is he gonna go for a scout attack?
Well, at this point of time, probably an open attack with everything with a back-to-back open would highly likely close him the game at this point of time.
Yeah, that I think that's a good play. So I mean, Moonboy, you've been playing a lot of these scouts lists
Yes, exactly.
on Master, so I think you're you're really well versed with the plays that this deck can make.
Well, especially when this deck goes really, really wide, it is very dangerous at this point of time. And especially when Hellscreamer is at 3 with 3 defending creature right now. Um, and yeah, it seems like the deck list from Hellscreamer also has no way to deal with such a white board. And
Yeah,
with a
yeah,
back-to-back in hand, Orpheus probably could be able to close the game right here, right
yeah.
now.
With the back-to-back in hand, it basically ensures that he's closing the game at this turn.
Hmm. So even a Depth's Hand coming on into the Ranger over here, a back-to-back could even save it and close you the game immediately.
Even Culling Strike is not gonna save Hellscreamer from this situation.
Yep.
9 damage already coming in. It's probably a Death's Hand or another Culling Strike, perhaps.
So
Two
here we see
spells.
a
Oh, so he got
back-to-back
the back
stolen.
to back from. But I think that's just about it. Like,
Yeah, that should be it. I think the back-to-back is
yeah.
just for statement. I have it. I stole it.
Oh, so there's just nothing he can do. Like Orpheus just not using, not even using his back to back to win the game.
Exactly. And
But
here we have Orpheus winning the second round of
yeah,
the best of three. And we are moving on to game number three. It could be anyone's game at this point of time. As we move into
so
game number three.
it's gonna be Corvina against the Swain list. So we're gonna see some like spicy yoink cards, and that's probably the only realistic way that Corvina is gonna lose if black market merchants start stealing Ledros from
Yeah. So we
from
have things
Orpheus
like,
deck.
yeah, exactly. We have things like Ledros. We have things like Corina. All these things are really really prone to be stolen at this point of time, and
Yeah,
it's not
definitely.
and it's not what we want to be seeing that it's gonna be stolen.
So I've faced a lot this matchup like quite a bit on ladder, and then it just feels so bad. Like I on if your Ledros gets stolen, and it on the other hand as well, it feels so good when you're the one stealing the Ledros. Like,
Yeah.
this guy's not gonna win. Like,
I'm gonna cut your health into half over here.
yeah. And then I remember one time I yoinked with like BMM and then a pilfered goods, and I got all three Ledros. And I was like, oh,
Wow.
this guy will never win. So an Elise coming down from Orpheus and easily met with the calling strike from Hellscreamer here. Gotcha on the board for Orpheus with Dreadway deckhand coming in from Hellscreamer. He's gotcha on this Dreadway deckhand?
He probably has like much better targets to gotcha with the there is the black market merchant that is much threatening at this point of time. Twister Fate is also quite scary, so this 2-2 might not be much of a factor for Orpheus over
Mm-hmm.
here.
Mm-hmm.
And here we see a Valkyrie onto the black market merchant.
Yeah. So I think it's okay to forego the discount on gotcha
Yep.
just because it's not a very good target.
Yes. And especially when you are a control deck over here, 4 mana is not exactly a lot at this point of time.
Yeah.
And the
So
Yordle
you're the
Grifter
grifter,
missing the
and it's not
allegiance.
even it doesn't even get allegiance yet. So no stealing ledgers from here. I mean, one ledgers is already in hand.
Probably that's the reason why he actually kept the Ledros over here so that he refrained himself from being joined.
Definitely, that's like a
Definitely.
good that's a good play around against Yoink. Like,
Yeah.
just keep the cards that you don't want them to steal.
The only way that you're not gonna steal is me having it in my hand.
Yeah, predicted like high
Yeah,
level play
high
right
level
here.
play. And a immediate thermal beam answering into the Swain. And Hellscreamer losing the Swain over here might be big, and as the Swain might be his best push at this point of time.
Hmm. So maybe I don't know if he had like no other play, but I feel like since Orpheus hasn't been playing any thermal beams, playing the Swain there was a bit precarious it was a bit of precarious situation for Hellscreamer.
Yeah. I mean, or subsequently, he might be trying to bait the thermal beam so that he could drop a second swing on the Leviathan safely.
Yeah, but and then he runs into this Vi Orpheus already has in hand. I mean, there's actually like an argument that he could have dry pass there with
Hmm.
Vi because Hellscreamer needed to develop anyway, but opting to develop it right away.
And getting stunned by the go cut of TF. And the second swing coming in. So is there actually a need to go for a second thermal beam on the swing immediately?
Another thermal beam on this Swain might be a good decision. I mean, he's not gonna get like he's gonna have one more copy of Swain left in the deck
Hmm.
or in his hand maybe.
Or what other possible plays do you think Orpheus have at this point of time? Mr. Shopton, the EF over here.
So Mystic Shot on the TF and a Ravenous Flock coming in, trying to clear this fight. So definitely we're gonna see a Thermo Beam from
Obviously.
Orpheus on the next turn. Yeah. He's just trying to make use of his mana optimally.
And a Glimpse Beyond over here. So this is kind of a weird play. Instead of having a blocker for the Swain, he decided to kill off one of his creatures for
Mm-hmm.
draws. What do you think? Is the Swain? I feel like the Swain is kind of a threat right now.
I think it was a good play because what happens is he gets to deny the level up from the Swain.
Hmm.
But I mean, arguably there was a chance to get rid of the Swain right away because his Swain wouldn't be leveled up anyway from the Ravenous Flock.
Exactly, and with a level up Swain, might be it might allow Orpheus to be in a very weird spot with a flip Swain.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, 7 toughness is nothing to be underestimated for sure.
Mhm.
And the ability of Swain to deal 3 to everything, that's pretty crazy.
Yep, especially like he could clear your board immediately with the Nexus Strike ability of the flip Swain.
Mhm, mhm. Eh, I've been into that situation like lots of times on ladder, like just a Swain attacking and clearing my whole board. It feels so bad.
And especially when you're playing like Corvina Control with lots of small little creatures that's lesser than 3 health,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, it will put you in a very weird spot immediately.
So I think we're gonna see like a Elise into a Thermo Beam, but I think Thermo Beam on this turn is the safer play. But he gets to develop Leviathan as well. I mean, if he can opt to dry pass, I think, but Hellscreamer has gone into his like power turn on this Bilgewater and Noxus decks wherein there's a threat of the either the Leviathan or the Rex.
Hmm. And coming a straight Thermal Beam into the Swain to not allow a value from Riptide Rex, perhaps.
Hmm. So weird culling strike there from Hellscreamer. I guess he's I guess we see the value of the culling strike now since he's opened up with this
Draw Hunter.
Jaw Hunters. And immediately he gets a beast below from Jaw Hunters to put everything on curve.
And just as expected, Orpheus have direct answer immediately for both the
Yeah.
creatures over here.
So Withering Whale gonna clear these Jaw Hunters and a combination with the
Gotcha.
Gotcha is gonna clear the beast below as well.
And a stolen
And
Ledros coming in.
so this is the main reason why people are so mad with this mad with this yoink decks because they start stealing your good cards.
And probably the best answer right here is to answer the Ledros with your Ledros.
Yeah, but I mean, if he attacks, definitely Hellscreamer is gonna block, right?
Yep.
Like, there's no way he's not blocking this.
And
And
a
a
go card
stun
coming in.
coming from TF, preventing this attack from the Ledros. So hapless aristocrat possibly doing some work here, blocking the TF. I mean, Orpheus is pretty low, but he's got Grasp and Vial in hand as well.
Yeah, but however, we know that Hellscreamer actually runs cards that deal direct damage into the Nexus. So it at 6 damage, at 6 health, it might be in a very awkward spot, especially if a Leviathan drops right over here.
Yeah. So a nice top deck from Orpheus here with the double Grasp. I mean, do you think he should spend both on the Ledros instead of doing TF Ledros?
Probably over here, he could keep the board into a 1:1 one versus one kind of situation. But if he allows the TF to survive, Orpheus might not have the opportunity to
It
deal
feels
with
like
a wider
Hellscreamer
bot.
is already winning here with Death's Hand, and yeah, there we go. I was
Yeah,
I was just calling it, and the warning shot is just gonna seal the game, and
and here we
Hellscreamer
have it with the
moving
warning
on to
shot.
semis.